would like to give us some feedback on what life's been like after Camas High School, maybe some of the things that you've experienced, and of course we'll open it up for questions.
I guess I can go ahead and get started. Hi everyone. In case you guys don't remember, my name is Megan. So I, like many of you guys will probably do, went to University of Washington. I kind of went in not knowing what I wanted to study. I switched majors quite a few times and didn't land to what I actually ended up studying until my junior year. So for those of you guys who are soon going to be looking at the college process, don't feel like you have to choose a major. Ultimately, I settled on finance and information systems. And honestly, I'm not really utilizing a ton of what I learned in school anyways, so don't feel like, super pressured to do so. But I had a variety of experiences since graduating college. I was working in corporate finance in Dell's finance development program, so I had a few rotations there, and I thought a rotation program would be good for me to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. And then I also worked briefly with the NBA to do some basketball analytics strategy, as well as brand partnerships for the league office. And then currently now I am a senior program manager for Dell, doing marketing technologies. So yeah.
Awesome, I guess I can go next. My name is Michael, so at USC as a junior doing finance and accounting major. Was a minor in computer programming, but didn't want to take more CS classes, so I stopped. No more STEM for me, but going into college was kind of in the same boat as Megan, as I didn't really know what to do. I kind of realized quickly that I didn't want to be pre-med, didn't want to study biology for like 8 years, and didn't want to do math anymore. I think I kind of burnt myself out pretty fast, but I realized that finance was a good mixture of doing some math as well as being able to apply a lot that you learn in class into the real world. So I kind of explored around, everything in finance, investment banking, consulting, FP&A stuff, and settled on investment banking pretty early on, as the recruiting timeline for that is really early. You have to be prepared by your spring of sophomore year. So you recruit that semester for your junior year summer, so you recruit a year and a half in advance. So it does require you to know what you want to do really early, which is pretty dumb in my opinion. But yeah, so after doing that, I'm going into aerospace and defense investment banking. Happy to answer any questions on that.
I can go next. I'm Krishnan. So I went to Stanford for my undergrad and my master's program, and I studied computer science. I was also in the same boat as Emma's, not knowing what I wanted to do. I thought I was going to be pre-med, and then I met the other pre-med, so I was like, no, that's not me. So after doing a lot of exploring, I was pretty set on education. There was no education program at Stanford, which is really interesting. So I studied computer science because I thought it would be a good intersection of like STEM and humanities. So I specifically focused on human-computer interaction. So if you don't want to program for the rest of your life, there's ways to get into the tech world that don't require programming. So I can answer questions about that. After graduating, I started freelancing. So I just accept projects that interest me, I guess. So right now I'm a game design consultant and working on developing a product management course for executives. In January, I'm starting an ed tech startup, and then I just got hired as a part-time lecturer at Stanford.
My name's Emma, if you don't remember, and I just graduated last year, and I've not yet started college, so I've not gotten into any of the cool sciencey stuff yet, because my experience has been kind of unconventional in that I have that first semester off. But I've been filling my time with a couple different jobs, one of them being scare acting at a haunted house. If any of you guys out there are into acting or anything, highly recommend. It was so much fun. And then I also worked at Costco, which was a lot less fun, but it filled the time and is paying for college, so.
I'm Andrew. I'm in a similar boat as Emma. I've only had quarter actually of college so far. I'm doing aerospace at Cal Poly. Definitely going to focus on aeronautics, which is just like the atmosphere instead of space, like a lot of people, are going for. But in my opinion, a rocket has to go through the atmosphere too, so there's going to be a lot of area for that application. On my advice, if I was to give any, would be, so far, it's only been a quarter, but I've joined engineering clubs and I've joined social clubs, and I think that is something that everyone should do. It's really important to pursue. You make a lot of friendships, and it's almost like another class in a sort. You learn things, especially with the engineering club, you learn things like, I feel like I'm an actual engineer now because I've built a product, like I've done that kind of stuff, and it's only been 10 weeks. It's pretty incredible.
I would echo that, by the way. I waited till later in college to get involved in some of the clubs that really were transformative for me. It taught me some of the soft skills that have served me well beyond college and into my career as a teacher. So yeah, just trying to get involved early on, even if it's awkward and uncomfortable. Just get out there, meet people, network, learn how the world works. Questions from the classroom? Anything that you want to ask?
For finance and accounting, I've been doing stuff like that in my marketing class, and I find that really fun. What would be the things that I should prep for the real world, for college, for other in the business world? Like, what should I do to prep myself for that kind of job?
I think the most important thing is your soft skills. Like, communication in business is probably the most important aspect. You're gonna have a bunch of people that have like over 3.9 GPAs, 3.7 GPAs, that are very smart people that know how to do things, but the thing that a lot of people will lack is their way of communication. So I think developing your soft skills is the most important thing. Like, sure, I could tell you to read an accounting textbook, but you're gonna learn that in college anyway. There's no point in wasting your high school years studying for something you're gonna learn in the future anyways. So I say, like, the most important thing is just learning your soft skills, learning those, because the technicals you can pick up pretty fast.
I guess to echo off of that, in finance and in accounting, those are very broad fields. I think that it's never too early to start thinking about what in finance and what in accounting you want to go into. And so networking and talking with people, just understanding what each person's job is like is really important. And it's never too early to start building those connections.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with that. Like, even in engineering, the thing that sets a lot of people apart isn't their ability to, do math and that kind of thing. It's the ability to communicate with people. So if you can kind of go out of your way to talk to different people and that kind of thing, that's definitely going to set you ahead in all situations, regardless of major or what you want to do.
I'll throw something out there for the group. It's kind of hard to imagine what the future is going to be like when you're in high school, but you all have been out of high school, some of you longer than others, but what is something that maybe you thought that was super important in high school that you've realized isn't as important, or maybe just something that you learned in high school that is actually important in the life that you're living right now? So any thoughts about that?
Your SAT score and your ACT score are not going to matter, and neither is your GPA. You just have to get into the school that you want to go to. But once you're there, no one really cares about that sort of stuff. But I will say that the good habits that you start building right now in terms of how you study and, just the way you study is really important going into college. And it's not just college, you'll apply that to your job and how you go about life as well. So yeah.
I'd absolutely agree with that, and not just in terms of studying, but just having that drive and developing that while you're in high school is super important, especially because there are going to be times in your life that are unstructured. People are going to stop telling you what to do every day. You're not going to have homework assignments every day. And if you don't have that drive to keep moving to find something to do, then you're going to struggle to be able to fill your time and achieve things and start new projects and stuff. So, yeah.
Speaking of that, what are some methods you all have used to stay motivated or to be able to work on assignments for longer or just better or higher quality or finish things in shorter times? Or what have you experienced that's helped you with that? Like general management stuff?
definitely like make friends in your classes to hold you accountable for things, especially if you're taking like a STEM class. Create like a PSET group. PSET's like problem set. Anytime you have like a homework assignment, just like do it together or whatever you need. Usually that really helps. Try not to stay in your room all day.
Honestly, to-do lists are so like underrated. Like just a simple to-do list is how I get through everything, like all the way through high school, college applications, applying for jobs, stuff like that. Literally just write down the thing you have to do, and when you finish it, check it off. That has been so important for me.
I also feel like not staying in one place, like if you're in your dorm room or if you're, at home and you're trying to study and you're struggling to focus, like the biggest thing you can do is change where you are. I feel like that actually does change your state of mind. Like, so to go to the library or to go somewhere else and study with other people kind of gets you more focused, at least in my opinion.
I would say also think about what motivates you. So are you extrinsically motivated? Are you motivated by, you wanting a good job in the future? Or are you motivated by finding a job that makes you happy? Always think about like, I'm doing this because it will get me to this next part of my life. And that kind of motivation always pushes you forward. Also finding things that you enjoy doing. So don't do something because, someone tells you to. Do it because you want to do it. So, yeah.
Like one thing I always do is, when I don't want to study, I just think about how expensive school is. And I'm like, oh man, I should really get to the classroom. Also like staying involved in clubs, it's very time committing. So in order to keep up with classes, you have to make sure you're on top of things. So I do the triathlon club, so I have to do about like 20 hours of working out per week. So in order to fit that in, I have to do like all my homeworks on time, or else I am not sleeping much at night. And that's not good if you're trying to train for an Ironman because you need sleep. And I've never pulled an all-nighter at college, never have in high school either. I know some friends that do, but if you just learn to manage your time more efficiently, make sure you make calendars with all your assignments and just create those to-do lists like she's mentioned, you'll get everything done on time.
Always turn your assignments in on time. They don't like it when you don't do that.
How about any final words of wisdom that you might have? We have about 2.5, 3 minutes before the bell rings. Anything that you kind of cast out that would be a pearl of wisdom for us to hold on to?
The biggest, I guess, piece of wisdom that I've learned, I kind of see my life in stages and there's always a lesson, and the most recent one is just make the most of your time. I know I did not want to have this semester off. It was something that had to do with the way that I was admitted to my college. But, when it happened, I'm like, well, I've got to fill it with something. And so I actually got some great experiences with that. I got experiences in, working a retail job as well as working at a haunted house, which, again, super fun, highly recommend. But just, your life doesn't have to be about school. I know that there's a lot of pressure for that when, especially you're in the MST program, it feels like there's a right or wrong way to do it. But it doesn't have to be, and it's extremely valuable to just get experiences outside of academics.
Also, you're going to have a good time no matter where you go. Like if you don't go to school, to the school that you want to, or if you're not planning on going to college, like you will enjoy your experience regardless of where you end up. And so like it's not always the most important that you end up at, Stanford or your favorite place or the school that's prestigious. It doesn't really matter. You'll still have a good time, and you're still going to get a job that's valuable and satisfies you if you have the right drive.
And make sure that yes, school is important, but go out to every single possible event you can. Like if your friends invite you, just go out, make some time, because college is going to be the most fun in your life. You're going to hear all your parents say oh, college is so fun, because it is the most fun. You have no responsibilities. So you really want to take that time and just have fun with it. Go study abroad, go explore everywhere, and just hang out with your friends. Make sure you're having a fun time, not a very stressful time in college.
Yeah, not just enjoy college, but enjoy high school. I mean, relative to a lot of people and different experiences in life, you guys have very little responsibility, and same in college as well. So before you have to start paying your own bills and, taking care of yourself, I'd enjoy this right now, but also start building the life skills that will help you be successful in the future.
All right, I wanted to thank the panel for their time today. And, again to the presenters. You all did really well. Everybody, thank you. And that's a wrap.